All right, so it actually continues to get deeper. Now, you can see also that this stuff is red. By red, I mean that this really has not hit popular consciousness at all. It's a very, very fringe topic. Most people are probably a little bit, I don't know if I would say uncomfortable, but it's definitely not something people are considering very seriously. And yet I would say that this is definitely part of this hierarchy. And I personally believe that this is actively going on. So let's go down. It actually gets a little bit deeper. It gets into what we call simulation theory.
Uh, um, Sort of a philosophic concept that a sufficiently advanced civilization will be able to create a simulation. Yeah, maybe you've answered this before. A simulation.
I've had so many simulation discussions, it's crazy.
Okay, so because
in fact, it got to the point where basically every conversation was the AI/simulation conversation. And my brother and I finally agreed that we would ban such conversations if we were ever in a hot tub. Okay. That was like, because that really kills the magic.
Hot tub, so the idea is right. Any sufficiently advanced civilization could create a simulation that's like our existence, and so the theory follows that maybe we're in the simulation. Have you thought about this? And
a lot.
Are we? Are we?
Even in hot tubs. So much so it had to be banned from a hot tub.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not the sexiest conversation.
Are we in? Are we in?
I mean, I think here's, in my mind, like the strongest argument for us being in a simulation, probably being in a simulation, I think is the following. That 40 years ago, we had Pong, like 2 rectangles and a dot. That was what games were. Now, 40 years later, we have photorealistic 3D simulations with millions of people playing simultaneously, and it's getting better every year. And soon we'll have virtual reality, we'll have augmented reality. If you assume any rate of improvement at all, then the games will become indistinguishable from reality, they'll be indistinguishable. Even if that rate of advancement drops by 1,000 from what it is right now, then you just say, okay, well, let's imagine it's 10,000 years in the future, which is nothing in the evolutionary scale. So given that we're clearly on a trajectory to have games that are indistinguishable from reality, and those games could be played on any set-top box or on a PC or whatever, and there would probably be, billions of such, computers or set-top boxes, it would seem to follow that the odds that we're in base reality is 1 in billions. I mean, arguably, we should hope that that's true, because otherwise, if civilization stops advancing, then that may be due to some calamitous event that erases civilization. So maybe we should be hopeful that this is a simulation, because otherwise...
So they could reboot it.
Well, otherwise, either we're going to create simulations that are indistinguishable from reality, or civilization will cease to exist. Those are the 2 options.
And you can see that there's no background color here. This means that I don't really see this being talked about at all. Very few people are talking about this, maybe a handful of people. And I think this is actually where the game is being played. This is the true nature of reality and the true nature of the battle that we're watching unfold in front of our eyes. And, in simulation theory, all of the things above, from partisan politics all the way to aliens, those are all just actually illusions. They're not real, although they feel real and they're manifesting as if they're real. But, in the simulation theory, it's a totally different set of mechanics that are happening. And that's kind of what I want to get into today, so that we understand how this game is being played and what our job is to control the simulation and to make sure that we're going to have kind of a good outcome from this.